The Law of One, Book 1, Part 32, Session 15 continued. Questioner: I don't mean to ask the same question twice, but there are some areas that I consider so important that possibly a greater understanding may be obtained if the answer is restated a number of times in other words. I thank you for your patience. Yesterday, you also mentioned that when there was no harvest at the end of the last 25,000-year period, there were harvestable entities who shall choose the manner of their entrance into fourth density. Could you tell me what you mean by the "they shall choose the manner of their entry into fourth density"? I am Ra. These shepherds, or as some have called them, the elder race, shall choose the time-space of their leaving. They are unlikely to leave until their other selves are harvestable also. Questioner: What do you mean by their other selves being harvestable? I am Ra. The other selves with whom these beings are concerned are those which did not attain harvest during the second major cycle. Questioner: Could you tell me just a small amount of the history of what you call the elder race? I am Ra. The question is unclear. Please restate. Questioner: I asked this question because I have heard of the elder race before in a book, Road in the Sky, by George Hunt Williamson, and I was wondering if this elder race was the same that he talked about. I am Ra. The question now resolves itself, for we have spoken previously of the manner of decision-making which caused these entities to remain here upon the closing of the second major cycle of your current master cycle. There are some distortions in the description of the one known as Mikkel. However, these distortions have to do primarily with the fact that these entities are not a social memory complex, but rather a group of mind-body-spirit complexes dedicated to service. These entities work together, but are not completely unified. Thus, they do not completely see each the other's thoughts, feelings, and motives. However, their desire to serve is the fourth dimensional type of desire, thus melding them into what you may call a brotherhood. Questioner: Why do you call them the elder race? I am Ra. We call them thusly to acquaint you, the questioner, with their identity as is understood by your mind complex distortion. Questioner: Are there any wanderers in this elder race? I am Ra. These are planetary entities harvested, wanderers only in the sense that they chose in fourth density love to immediately reincarnate in third density rather than proceeding towards fourth density. This causes them to be wanderers of a type, wanderers who have never left the earth plane because of their free will rather than because of their vibrational level. Questioner: In yesterday's material, you mentioned that the first distortion was the distortion of free will. Is there a sequence of first, second, and third distortion of the Law of One? I am Ra. Only up to a very short point. After this point, the manyness of distortions are equal one to another. The first distortion, free will, finds focus. This is the second distortion known to you as Logos, the creative principle or love. This intelligent energy thus creates a distortion known as light. From these three distortions come many, many hierarchies of distortions, each having its own paradoxes to be synthesized, no one being more important than the other. Questioner: You also said that you offer the Law of One, which is the balancing of love-light with light-love. Is there any difference between light-love and love-light? I am Ra. This will be the final question of this time-space. There is the same difference between love-light and light-love as there is between teach-learning and learn-teaching. Love-light is the enabler, the power, the energy giver. Light-love is the manifestation which occurs when light has been impressed with love. Questioner: Is there anything we can do to make the instrument more comfortable? Can we have 2 sessions today? I am Ra. This instrument requires a certain amount of manipulation of the physical or body complex due to a stiffness. Other than this, all is well, the energies being balanced. There is a slight distortion in the mental energy of this instrument due to concern for a loved one, as you call it. This is only slightly lowering the vital energies of the instrument. Given a manipulation, this instrument will be well for another working. Questioner. By manipulation, do you mean that she should go for a walk or that we should rub her back? I am Ra. We meant the latter. The understanding must be added that this manipulation be done by one in harmony with the entity. I am Ra. I leave you in the love and the light of the infinite Creator. Go forth then, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one infinite Creator, Adonai.